Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Today I've got a rather unusual request from a viewer who sent in a reel. This was sent in by Mike from Pennsylvania, and Mike says, well, we got this reel. It's a Cabella's reel. The anti-reverse doesn't work on it, and could I give it a look? And well, one of the things that's interesting is it says Cabella's below, but it says Daiwa on the spool. So if it's a Daiwa spool and a Cabella's thing, it looks like it could be an oddball. That's sure. We do know that the anti-reverse doesn't work. It does have an override, but something's not working properly in there. So out of curiosity, we're going to take this reel apart. We'll see what it's made of, and we'll try and solve that anti-reverse issue, or at least identify it and see if it can be resolved. And we're going to start by taking off our exterior pieces. And as I do that, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And if you do subscribe to my channel, please use the notification button. That'll let you know when I'm posting a video. And well, you'll see if you like it. Sometimes we do things like this to just why the reels fail and try and figure out the cause and how to give it a second chance. Other times, well, we're just doing normal service on reels or exploring some of the older vintage models to see what makes them tick. And it's all part of the channel. It's all part of trying to teach you how to do this. And I would encourage you to subscribe if you like these types of videos. All right, well, we're going to take the spool off. It's a pretty straightforward design here. This is a click ratchet with some spool shims inside. These should just pull right off. Famous last words. These little shim washers are kind of tough to get off. Well, this is a good time to tell you to take pictures. Particularly if you don't know the reel. I don't know this reel. I am taking pictures. And, well, my pictures are videos, but you can use whatever kind of image capture device you like, your phone, camera, do a video if you want to do a video. Whatever works for you, but in this case, we're just kind of using my base video. And let's see if we can get this off. Okay, so that's a 14mm nut that's holding the rotor on. This is a shim that was upside down. That was kind of odd. And this is our anti-reverse. And of course, we want to find out where this override goes, because, well, that's what should stop this. Right now we kind of know that it's not stopping the reel. All right, well, I'm going to take the bottom off of this so we can see what's going on underneath, and we'll move on from there. To remove the bottom, there's a bump guard screw that holds this assembly in place, and sometimes you have to take that little lever off as well. I think we're going to have to do that here. And there's also a screw that goes through the arm for this reel that's holding it up top. Be careful when you do these. Again, you want to make sure that, well, you're not going to damage the reel as you work on it. This one has a little micro screw right up top here. That's going to be the third piece that holds this together. And for whatever reason, that one wants to be a little tough. So just go to another micro screwdriver that gives me a little more leverage. And see if we can't get this to move out. Wow, that one's being particularly tough. Whatever you do, be patient when you do it. Don't try to force anything. Interestingly enough, you can use the number 1 screwdriver rather than the micros to get your torque on this. Now we know one thing, and nobody's been underneath this one. This hasn't been serviced since it left the factory. And let's go ahead and pull this off then. This should just slide down now and off. That gives us a little bit of a look inside as to what's going on here. There's 3 case screws. That pin belongs in here. It's going to be a track for your oscillation system. So let's just go ahead and take the other pieces off here. See what's underneath. When you take the screws out of your case, I like to lay them on the desk. I want to make sure that the screws that I am removing are the same size, and if they're not the same size, I want to identify where the short or the long, the wider and the narrow screw goes, so that when it's time to reassemble the reel, you have them in the correct locations. So far those two are the same. They're not always, so don't assume. In this case, those three are the same. When I take my pieces and parts off, they go into a parts tray. Currently using a fast food container for that purpose, but I do like to keep them segregated so I know where I am. Well, this has got a big gearing system to it. Plastic case. We're going to move this down so that I can pull the this might be a Daiwa made reel because it's got that funny little setup there. Let's see if we can get the main gear out. We can't. There is a screw that holds it on this side. Let's go up top then, see what we can identify with this anti-reverse and see why this thing is failing. And I'll show you how to get the rest of it out. There are two screws that are holding this cap on that's holding the anti-reverse. Somewhere in here I'm thinking there's got to be a pin or a spring or something that's just not working properly. Oh, well, this is easy enough. So when this was assembled, this was not put on properly. There you go. That's the issue right there. So this little pick or something to show you with, this tab here belongs on the override. And what's happening is it's laying off the override, and well, that's going to stop it from working properly. So let's just swing that over. See if we can't move that back. So I would say this probably came right out of the plant this way, and that's the cause of the issue. So if you have that pin on there, that should fix the issue that we have with this. Well, let's kind of put this back together then, see if we can get this to hold properly. Okay, this might be hard to see, but there was a notch in this silver ring that these two tabs fit through, and they anchor into the side here. Now we should be able to install the side piece here. Go into the tray and get those two pieces. We should be able to tell pretty quickly if that's the solution or not. But my guess, quick estimate of this, that's what the issue is. So you probably had this at a point where you couldn't do the override, and that was probably stopping it from advancing or doing its work. Simple little piece of quality control in the scheme of things, or lack of quality control. I would think that they would test that. Let's see. Well, if you have any questions on this reel or any reel, if you want to leave those questions in the comment section, I will try to answer those for you. And you may have something along this line, or you may have something that's completely different in terms of a question. I try to respond to all. I don't profess to tell you I will know every answer, but if I can get you on the right path, and if I don't know the answer, make that happen for you, then that's a wonderful thing to do, right? Okay, I'm going to put this back on and make those three screws that here. Put those back on. I think we got it. I think it was that simple. Sometimes they're simple. Sometimes the hypothesis that you're bringing this in on is, well, it's something that you're thinking could be the issue. And in my case, I didn't go and get the schematic diagram. I am familiar with these override systems on the anti-reverse clutches that have those, and most of the times those are generated or controlled by a spring. So of course I'm thinking bad spring. Well, it wasn't a spring, it was a different setup here, but I think we got it. All right, where's that post? Set that post through the... Now on this post, there's one side that's got a small indent that's going to go to the top. So let's slide that down and get that positioned properly. Probably something I should have done before. There we go. Once you get it, it's got to be where it's flush on the bottom here. You can take the bump guard and put that in. The bump guard's got that little stop here for that piece. There we go, nice snap. Bump guard screw goes in. Wrong screw. The screw I grabbed was for the tie down for the rotor. That goes in, our little swing goes in. Tighten that one down. Got one more screw to this if you've been paying attention. That belongs up top. That's the long screw. So if you take pictures along the way, you would have identified that the screw that I was trying to put in one place was the wrong screw. Those are very beneficial. I can't tell you enough about how to do that. Alright, there's this little ferrule that goes over. Seats inside your pinion gear. Sits on top. The nut is going to hold that. Let's put that's going to be the ferrule for the nut cap. Tighten up our rotor nut. Now I can grab that other screw that I wanted to put on the bump guard. Bring that on. That's going to keep the rotor nut from turning. Now, this wasn't in for a service. This was in for a what's going wrong with this reel. But you can still put a little bit of oil onto the shaft there. Next up is that there's a metal washer that goes underneath the click ratchet. I didn't show you that before. Let's put that on. Bring that down. Your click ratchet faces with the belly or the opening up. A couple of these small shim washers for the line lay. That's two, and then we had a clear one that was up top. And of course we're doing all of this to figure out, can we make that at the reverse hold? What was the issue? And I think we've got it. All right, that's on. Very much looks like a Daiwa reel inside, by the way. So, kind of a weird branding that says Cabela's and then it says Daiwa Tournament on it. Kind of an odd thing, but I guess, right? Let's see what we got. Handle goes on. It looks like there's something left over from a price tag. Maybe this was even marked down because it didn't have a anti-reverse on it. I don't know. I'm going to use a rod and reel cleaner, see if we can't get that off of there. I'm using it on a kitchen scrubby. I'm using Penn's rod and reel cleaner, and that usually does things like this. It dissolves gum and old stickers and things like that, in addition to just plain cleaning your reel. Now, moment of choice. Let's turn it. Oh, it turns nice and free and easy now. Of course, it turns nice and free and easy backwards. Let's change over, see if... Oh, there we go. We've got our anti-reverse. Just like that. Bang. Easy enough issue if you kind of sort of think you know what you're looking for. I hope you've enjoyed that. You're never quite sure why reels fail. In this case, we're going to chalk that one up to right out of the plant with human failure and, well, a quality assurance system that didn't assure the quality of this particular reel. It looks like there was a manufacturing error right from the start where that little tab was not set properly. There you go. All right, Mike, you got a reel that works again. Good for you. All right, I hope you've enjoyed that. I want to thank our first responders and people like the police, fire, safety, and rescue, everybody that's involved in keeping us safe and paying attention for our well-being. And I want to thank everybody for watching, for subscribing, for making this channel what it is, and, well, for keeping it vibrant. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.